Hey, Shalom, Shalom, Mr. Brother Abba Yabba from the DC Church, coming at you, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemel Shah, Bashem Kadash, Yahweh being the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shah being whom the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, Bashem meaning in the name, recall meaning Spirit, Kadash meaning holy. These are the names that I come to you in order to profess the 100% truth, and Lord's will seal the elect's faith. Shanya Kabaga will ever cop to claim now by eighth, meaning double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS in these times, whom the Heavenly Father had enlisted the 100% truth to. And Shalom, Lebakan, Shiasha Allah. All right, peace and blessings be upon the elect of the nation of Israel, and to the men out there that's pushing this word in sincerity and in truth. To you I say Shalom, wa barakamatham, peace and blessings be upon you. Now, as you can see, the name of this video is going to be 3 things to keep in mind when it pertains to women. And the reason why I came up with this topic is because we were reading collectively as a camp. We were reading 2 Samuel, the 11th chapter, where our King David, committed adultery with Bathsheba. And the reason why he committed adultery is because he broke one of these rules, which these rules are backed by biblical principles. And they were just put in layman's terms. And this is something I gathered from my own experiences. And as long as you keep these 3 things in mind when it pertains to women, you'll never fail. And anytime that I've had situations that have transpired that went wrong, it's because of one of these situations. Or if it wasn't one of these 3 things that I failed in, it was for sure the woman, But I'm gonna just get right into it. All right. So the first thing that I put on here is never put a woman as the main focus. Women are only in order when they are in subjection. That's what I meant to put. They're in subjection. Furthermore, women should never be primary. And what I mean by that is that your primary focus should never be a woman. Your primary focus should always be things. And even the scriptures, now I'm thinking about precepts outside of that, what I have put on there. But Colossians chapter 3. There's Colossians chapter 3, verse 2. It says, set your affections on things above and not on things on the earth. So primarily your focus should be on things that are not carnal, okay? Not figuring out how you could conjure up $10,000 so you could get a proposal ring, or not figuring out how you're gonna you're gonna try to conjure up money so you and your wife or your rib or your demon, whatever you want to call her, can go to Tulum or go to whatever place. You're not, how can I be a better man for this relationship, and how can I communicate more effectively? These things are secondary. These things are never close to primary. All right, primary responsibilities all pertain to the truth. And I'm gonna tell you what, when you are carrying out your primary responsibilities, all of the other things that you have to handle as far as your responsibilities will fall in place. I promise you that. And that's part of the reason why the first precept that I have here is Matthew chapter 6, verse 33 through 34. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Now, if you read if you read a little bit before verse 33, it talks about what are we supposed to do as far as raiment, as far as what are we going to eat and how we're going to have shelter. Those things we don't have to necessarily worry about, because as long as we are handling our priorities in the truth, the Lord is going to provide these things for us. That goes with food, water, shelter, clothing, and women. All right. But as soon as you fall off that focus and you're giving more time unto another vessel, which could potentially be that woman, then the Lord, he's going to start shaking things up. And I'm going to be honest with you. The position that I'm in right now, I have a woman that I've had for a very long time. Well, I ain't gonna say very long time, but I've had her. She's been in my life for a good amount of years, right? But prior to her, or during the midst of me and her dating, I was dating another woman, and this woman did everything that I could possibly ask for a woman to do. She did her job, uh, um, physically, emotionally, and she took care of the household, so on and so forth. But the thing is, I started allotting too much time toward her, and I didn't realize what I was doing was actually wrong. I didn't realize that putting so much time into this vessel and all that effort and money that I was putting into her, I could have put into the truth. And now I live with regret opposed to living with the mindset of, I did I did all I possibly can, and I did things the smartest way. Now I'm be honest, I have regret, but at the end of the day, I understand that everything happens for a reason, and there's a valuable lesson that I learned within it. But just off of this main, the first note that I put, never put a woman as your main focus. And the thing is, you have to understand when you are seeping over into putting that woman first. And it's crazy. I think the either Apostle Tahar or Apostle our elder Apostle Aram, not Gabar. I think he made a video about he made a video actually similar to this topic. Why we're not supposed to live with our woman. But he was kind of going into some of the song lyrics. Put that woman first. You better put that woman first. I forgot who made that song. I ain't gonna do the research behind it. But nevertheless, really a woman is your last priority. Okay, she's the weaker vessel. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that come before her. The first thing would be the Heavenly Father. The second thing would be the work of the Lord. The third thing would be your brothers. The fourth thing will be your family. Then the fifth thing will be a woman. All right. And if she has a problem with having that placement in your life, trust me, you'll find another one. Trust me, you'll find another one. Trust me, you will find another one. Okay. So it says, verse 34, take therefore no thought for the morrow shall take thought of the things of itself. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Right. We already have enough evil in the day to deal with, so worry about today. Right. The next precept that I have to go along with that is Sirach chapter 9 verse 2. It says, give not thy soul unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substances. Right. So my personal advice is I would never, ever, ever contractually get married in this place. That's number one. And number two, what it means to give not thy soul into a woman is giving all of your time. All right. And really all of your care. Okay. The thing is, woman, once she knows, and I don't care what anyone says, this is proven fact because it's happened multiple times. Once a woman knows that you care for her a certain type of way, she is going to abuse it. We are in Babylon. Women don't know how to handle when a man actually cares for them and when a man actually loves them. And we as men, genuinely and typically, we fall into this place to where we give a fuck about our woman. Okay? And there's nothing wrong with loving your woman, but that comes with a lot of stipulations, And there's a difference between having love for someone and being attached. We can have love for our women, but we can never be attached to our woman. And the reason why is because you never know when the Heavenly Father is going to allow Satan to flip the switch and she switch up on your ass. And it happens all the fucking time. Jacob think that woman is so fucking solid. Oh, she do this, she do that. And I'm not coming from a pessimistic mindset. I'm coming from a very pragmatic mindset. Woman, Jacob think 1 minute, the woman, bro, I'm telling you, she locked in. She this, she that. She take care of the household. She brought me this, she brought me that. Women will do everything so that they can have that position in your heart. so that they can then start to play around with that. Because you got to understand, bro, we're dealing with the weaker vessel. What does the scripture say? Let's go to, you may ask, oh, well, why the fuck would she do that? Here's the answer. Nah, so 5, 7, and 25. There we go. 26. look what King Solomon said. There's Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 25. I applied my heart to know and to search and to seek out wisdom in the reason of things, and to know the wickedness of folly, even of foolishness and madness. And look what he said directly after that statement. I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and net. Now you got to understand, what type of woman was King Solomon dealing with for him to come up with this conclusion? The woman that were fucking playing games. I don't know why I'm thinking about Ethiopian women. I don't know why I'm thinking about Ethiopian women. If you know anything about Ethiopian women, they're actually a perfect example of that. You know, they're just real playful. I'll be honest with you, a lot of them are whores too. But that's neither here nor there. But you got to really understand, why did he come to this conclusion, and what band of women made him say this? Okay? You got to really ask yourself this. And if King Solomon came up with this conclusion and said that a woman's heart is snares and nets, how much more in a world full of wickedness should you believe that a woman's heart is snares and nets? And that's why you really got to, the vetting process for a woman, I would say, is no less than 5 years. If she lasts 5 years with you, then she may be solid. If she lasts 10 years, then she may be solid. You could probably give her a little bit more credit than the next. But if it's been a year, 2 years, 3 years, man, look, anything can happen in that fucking amount of time that'll change. You know? Let's see how solid she'll stay. You know? But anyway, it says, whoso pleaseth the Lord shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. And you got to also keep that in mind. If the Lord allows you, if he sets things up to the point to where he severs you from a specific woman, never look at that as like a loss. Never look at a woman, you severing ties or severing relationships with the woman as a loss. It's always gain. Trust me. Women are a fucking bill. Women are another expense. Depending on who you get with, some women are not too much of a liability, but if she's not a liability financially, she's a liability spiritually or emotionally. They are a liability regardless of how you flip it, because women are possession, all right? And some possession, just like a car is a liability. You know, although it is an asset because it gets you to and fro, if anything happened to that car, that's a liability to you, all right? I actually want to look up that word. Look at the word liability. It's a noun. It says originally in term of law, condition of being legally liable. All right, let's look at what the word liable means. Bound or obliged by law. All right, to bind, to tie up, to fasten, to teeter, to bind by obligation. Right. It goes to say exposed to. Right. And these fucking ads. It's a lot here. So, liability is just a bond. Okay? Another thing that you have to worry about. And that's essentially what a woman is. Back to the main point. Never put a woman as your main focus. And I said women are only in order when they are in subjection. And what I mean by that is a woman plays her perfect part when she understands her position. When a woman understands her position and she understands that she's under you and that you are her Lord, that's when you and your relationship with her works the best. And I tell you what, the reason why, another way of not putting that woman first is not spending so much time with women. We as men have to be comfortable in solitude. And that was something I was so afraid of at one point in time, because I spent so much time with my fucking woman. I was so scared of being by myself. I don't want to say scared, but it was unfamiliar for me to be by myself and to sleep in my bed by myself, because I always had a woman next to me, you know. So you have to be comfortable with the absence of the presence of a woman. So I said, and the second precept that I have, get not that soul into a woman to set her foot upon thy substances. And the reason why you're not supposed to do that is because of Sirach chapter 25, verse 22. It says, a woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach. So that's part of the reason why you're not supposed to give your substances to a woman, because if she understands that she has any level of power over you, she is full of anger, impudent, and much reproach. That's what you're going to receive in in return for you giving your substance or your soul unto a woman. All right. The scriptures also talk about in Proverbs, I believe, 31st chapter, verse 3, that we're not supposed to give ourselves to that which destroyeth for kings, which is, giving your strength unto a woman. All right. Your strength is your care, your emotions. All right. That is a very valuable thing that you have as a man that needs to be allocated properly. All right. Because if you the thing is, Satan loves to play with your emotions. And that's actually going to get into the next, that's going to segue into the next bulletin that I have. But the second thing on the list of 3 things to keep in mind when it pertains to women, all right? And what I mean by it pertains to women is really your conduct, all right? Number 2 is never get emotional. This right here is the reason why we are in the predicament that we are in to this fucking day, to this moment. You know why? Because our forefather Adam got emotional, simped up, and allowed and subsided with what Eve was doing. And then what happened? Of the woman was the beginning of sin. But furthermore, we ended up getting fucked up because Adam simped and he ate of the tree of knowledge. All right. He exposed himself to information that he was not supposed to know at that specific time. All right. He exposed himself to knowledge and a form of conduct in which he was not supposed to indulge in. And you know why? Because he got emotional. Okay. Because what? Eve was playing around with the fucking serpent. All right. Satan works fervently in your emotions. Now, when you are an emotional being, Satan will take advantage of that. Okay. Learn to control the way you react to loss, misfortune, and disrespect. Okay. So the first precept that I have is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25. And every man that striveth for his mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. Okay. So within all things that are handed to you, whether you're high, whether you're low, whether you're up, whether you're down, whether you're negative, whether you're positive, whether you're good, whether you're bad, you are completely temperate, mild temperate, and controlled. I actually want to look up that word temperate. Let's get some more context on it. Maybe spelling this wrong, Salakia. Yeah, temperate, not porate, Salakia. Here we go. So this is the word temperate. It's an adjective with an explanation to a noun. It means restrained, regulated, limited, moderate, sober, calm, steady. It says of persons modest, forbearing, self-restrained, really self-restrained, okay? Not swayed by passion. Hey, passion is a strong and barely controlled emotion. You see what that is? See, this is exactly the Wadiyah by Shmuel Shah, but this is literally the exact word that I was looking for when it pertained to being temperate, right? So a man who's temperate is not swayed by strong and barely controlled emotion. Okay? You're not moved by that. The thing is, a lot of things that we are attached to in this world draws out emotion from us. So when we take it to woman, if we learn how to control our emotions, and that means that we are not attached, then we're able to have a woman and also have her for a longer duration of time. Now, inevitably, you're going to have some sort of attachment to a woman, but you also have to really keep in mind that no matter what happens, I'm okay if me and her decide to split right now. You know, you really, like, if you don't have that mindset, Satan is he's going to look at that as a target, and he's going to play on that. He's going to do it. It's like an inevitable, that is the inevitable. If you care for a woman to the point to where you cannot drop her within a matter of seconds, like your emotions are completely detached, you're in a bad position, and Satan is going to take advantage of that. It is the absolute God's honest truth. And it happens every single fucking time. Because the thing is, what's going to happen is you're going to go through a situation where you're going to be brought low. Because we as men of the Lord are tried as fire, correct? So when we're tried as fire, there are certain things that transpire that are just misfortunate. A woman are going to, and if the woman see you going through that interval of misfortune, she's not going to be there for you. Look at Job's wife. We have a firm example. He went from riches to rags. And then what happened? What did his wife say to him? Curse the Most High and die. Man, fuck you. And what did it say about Job? He's still sinning out with his lips. So he remained faithful. And it just shows you that women are truly never going to really be there for you. Really, who's there for you is your brother. And you know what's crazy? I was talking to the Ra'ash about this earlier this week, the Ra'ash Kasap, and we were just fraternizing a little bit. One of the things he said to me was, you know, we kind of revisited a conversation that we had not years ago, like months before last year. And I remember him we kind of talking to the side, and he was like, man, he's like, look, brother, at this point in my life, I will never take a woman serious. I will never take a woman serious. He's like, no matter what she says to me, I just will never take a woman serious. And I looked at him and I was like, shit, me either. He is like, because you can't believe what women say at all. And at that specific time, I was in a very happy position in my relationship that I was in with my ex-demon. And I'm like, damn, you know, like, I didn't take heed to the message. I'm just like, well, you know, that applies to who it applies to. And then sure enough, as time proceeded, I was, you know, what's the word? I was fooled, man. I was tricked because I fell by the delicate things in the woman that I was with. I'm thinking that she really with me, you know, and as soon as I was going through something, she left. And it's to be expected. And that's why it's going to go right into the precept. This Proverbs chapter 14, verse 29. He that is slow to wrath is great of understanding, but he that is hasty of spirit exalteth folly. All right. And we're not exalting folly in any which way, in any capacity. All right. Really, our job is to exalt wisdom, knowledge, understanding, justice, equity, just judgment, you know, all of things that pertain to righteousness. This is what we exalt. All right. And the way for you to exalt that is to be a moderate and mild-tempered man. All right. But there are things that even when it pertains to things that will draw out your emotion, you're still supposed to remain even keel. Sirach chapter 26, verse 11. Watch over an impudent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. So the Lord is basically telling you that she is going to do things that are and impudent, I believe, means disrespectful. All right. Nevertheless, she is going to trespass you. But if you marvel, really, it's our job to marvel not. So you're not supposed to be surprised at the bullshit that women do, because they've been doing it ever since the fucking beginning of time. Okay? They're going to stop when we get in the kingdom of heaven because they're going to be right in mind. But at this specific point in time, we have the lowest and worst quality of women that has ever been born. All right? And really, it goes to the same for men. You know, we have the worst, we have the worst mothers and we have the worst neighbors. All right. But keeping things on topic, you know, never, ever, ever get emotional toward loss, misfortune, or disrespect, because a woman is going to try you. Okay. Because her heart's and snares and nets. She doing all that disrespectful shit. Woman get one chance with me. You get one chance. You disrespect me, you call me a bitch, you call me anything like that, because women think that shit is funny. You know, you get one chance. You slip one time, I know you didn't know. Every time after that, I'm not going for shit. You know, because women love doing little stupid shit. They're fucking children. A woman, she'll suck my dick. A woman will fucking say that shit. A woman will call you a bitch. A woman, she'll smack your ass. She'll do things to try to see how far she can get. What are you willing? Like, cause it's a child, bro. She's a child. She's gonna try to test her limits to see how far she can get with you. And a person only gonna do what you let them do. And one thing about me, I'm not taking no damn disrespect. And I'm not playing no damn fucking games with a woman. When I'm serious, the thing is, you know, and this is just who I am as a person. You know, I have times to where, you know, I enjoy myself. But a woman will know when I'm serious, I'm fucking serious. And when it's time to lay down the law, it's time to lay down the fucking law. All right? Now, again, I want to reiterate that one more time. Never get emotional, man. All right? And the last one on this list is probably the most hardest, because we are still in everlasting chains of darkness. Overcome beauty, all right? Be able to control your lust for beauty and women. Salat. Be able to control your lust for beauty and woman can never have power over you, all right? Look past flesh. It's really that simple. I know that ass be looking good. Got that sundress or that little mini skirt. She got that ass popping out. And that nice melanated skin. She may be oiled. You know, she may smell good. Or some, hey, look, she may have that nice pale skin. Some, whatever your prerogative is. Whatever your preference is. That's on you. You know, I'm not here to change your preference. But you have to be able to look at those things, and it is affectionless to you. It has no effect on you. You really have to be able to overlook beauty at its peak, okay? And this is probably one of the hardest tasks for us to accomplish, because we're in a place to where we are deprived, being completely honest. We don't have families like how we want. We don't have our woman like how we want. We don't have things set up in a place to where we could actually thrive, all right? They're trying to conform us to monogamy and every other ideology that it has, the Western hemisphere has to offer, all right? And it's nothing that benefits us. It's everything that worships and benefits a woman, all right? Because what the fuck you mean you don't want to share me? Bitch, I'm not your fucking possession. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for the vulgarity, but I mean, these are things that are said from a westernized woman, you know? So turn away from the beauty and don't allow beauty to control you. Control it. All right. So this is Ecclesiastes or Ecclesiasticus chapter 9, verse 5 through actually 5 and then skip to 8. Gaze not on a maid, lest, excuse me, that thou fall not by those things that are precious in her, right? So there are certain features that women may have that are excel the next. You know, some women have nice teeth and a pair of lips, a good pair of lips. Some women have a nice nose. Some women have sparkly eyes. Some women have a soft, gentle voice. Some women have soft skin. Some women have, you know, a bubble butt. Some women have a beautiful set of breasts. Some women may have long, beautiful, luscious hair. And some women may know how to fucking treat you. There's beauty in different aspects, but being able to not put a full-on value to that and understanding your position is really more important than anything that can be offered unto you, right? Now, verse 8, this is talking about physical beauty, though. Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman and look not upon another's beauty. It says, for many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman, like King David, and many other men. For herewith love is kindled as a fire, and that fire is that lust. All right? Because once you start lusting, what the lust is, essentially what lust is the enactment of the act in your mind. That's what lust is. Because when you're lusting after something, you're enacting it. You're thinking about how this may play out in your mind. And that curiosity would cause a man to want to do certain things that he shouldn't do. And once you've committed those certain acts, there's a lot of collateral that can come from it. And that's part of the reason why it's best for you to not be exposed to certain things so that you're not putting yourself in compromised situations. All right. And even if you do have to be exposed to it, being able to be temperate, you know, all of these work in tandem with each other in order for you to be in the most advantageous position when it pertains to women. All right. So verse 20, chapter Ecclesiasticus chapter 25, verse 1, it says, stumble not at the beauty of a woman and desire her not for pleasure. So really seek a woman for things that she can, for the additions that she can add to your life. A lot of women are not capable of being an addition to your life, and those are women that you just stay away from. Or you do what you need to do. You use them recreationally, you know, but you never wife them. But nevertheless, look past. Beauty should be transparent to you. Meaning you can see through all that bullshit. All right. And I'll tell you what, I hate to quote the world, but the prettiest people do absolutely do the ugliest things. And a lot of these women that are high up, they got the BBLs, they got all that plastic surgery, she getting lip fillers and what have you. They be some wicked ass woman, man. You know? So those are things that you got to watch out for. And the reason why I'm saying all of this to wrap everything up is because of this precept right here. If you're following these things, you're not going to fall by a woman. And if you're not, because the thing is, if you fall by a woman, you're not potentially just destroying yourself. You're also destroying your surroundings. We are all members of one body. All right. So your actions affect the next man and the man after that, and the man after that, the man after that, so on and so forth. Right. So being the fact that you should have that understanding of your position, it is so important for you to keep good conduct and portray good conduct so that you're putting the body of Yahweh Shema Shai in more of an advantageous position also. All right. 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 48. O thou Adam, what hast thou done? For though it was thou that sinned, thou art not fallen alone, but we all that come of thee. So just like Adam, when he sinned, he didn't realize him doing what he did would cause this much collateral to the point to where we're still dealing with that to this fucking day. It's the same concept. All right. Those things, adultery or sympatry, anything that has to do with falling by the way of a woman. All right. That causes the a mass amount of collateral, and to minimize that and to minimize those things from happening, take heed to this message. You know, 3 things to keep in mind when it pertains to women. So that's really all I had. I pray that you were edified through this epistle. And I'll give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shemal Shabbat Shemar Kadash. Shen Yikabak, Wala Rakaza Queen Naba Aith, Shalom, Barak, Mabakar, Shash Allah. Until next time, I say Shalom.